A super hacker only needs a few lines of code to break into the FBI's security network. At the same time, he hacks the Washington Stock Exchange and forces the market into a massive crash. He even takes control of the city's power grid. With a single command, he could plunge the entire city into darkness. If anyone dares to oppose him, he can redirect military drones and issue attack orders to eliminate targets. 4 years earlier, this hacker was arrested by the US government and hired as a cybersecurity consultant. While working inside the system, he discovered countless security flaws and reported them to his superiors. But no one took his warnings seriously. Furious, he stormed into a high-level defense meeting. To prove his point, he used nothing but a laptop to breach the North American Air Defense Command and temporarily shut down the entire defense network. Instead of fixing the vulnerabilities, the officials fired him on the spot. Determined to prove the system was broken, he secretly recruited elite programmers to build a doomsday invasion virus. Once the program was completed, he eliminated every programmer involved to erase all traces. He thought everything was under control until his assassins reported that one programmer named Black had been captured by FBI agent John. The hackers tried to intercept the transfer, but John's combat skills and marksmanship were too strong. Not only did they fail, they lost several men. Enraged, the hacker dispatched a helicopter unit to assist his team. He also shut down the city's traffic control system, creating total gridlock. To spread panic, he released fake virus alerts and manipulated the stock market again, causing massive financial chaos. Black warned John that this was only phase 1 of the cyber apocalypse plan. Step 1: Paralyze transportation. Step 2: Seize financial and communication networks. Step 3: Shut down the entire power supply. However, the deputy director dismissed the warning and ordered John to escort Black to the National Security Agency. Unbeknownst to them, all communications had already been intercepted. When Black heard the hacker's voice on the radio pretending to be traffic control, he immediately realized the signal had been hijacked. The hacker contacted John directly and made him an offer: kill Black at the next intersection, and all of John's debts would disappear. His family would be financially secure forever. John refused without hesitation. Moments later, a helicopter appeared overhead and opened fire. The escort team was overwhelmed. John quickly escaped with Black, using aggressive driving maneuvers to dodge attacks. He used fire hydrants and obstacles to counter the pursuit, successfully taking out one attacker. Knowing helicopters couldn't enter tunnels, John sped toward one and barely made it inside. But the hacker wasn't done. He reactivated traffic systems, forcing vehicles into the tunnel from both sides and cutting off the lights, creating total chaos. John abandoned the car and hid beneath the bridge with Black. Furious, he decided to strike back. When assassins believed John was trapped, he suddenly launched a counterattack, escaping once again in a daring maneuver that shocked the pursuers. With the chase failing, the hacker ordered his team to retreat and moved forward with the next phase. Another hacker unit infiltrated the city's data backup center disguised as inspectors. Once inside, they eliminated security and took full control. At the same time, the hacker sent his top lieutenant, Ant, to sabotage the city's power station. John and Black rushed to the power facility and discovered all staff had already been killed. Their arrival alerted Ant, who sent assassins to stop them. But they were no match for John. While Ant was busy shutting down the system, he failed to notice John approaching from behind. A fight broke out. Ant counterattacked unexpectedly, briefly gaining the upper hand. Enraged, John rammed him into an elevator shaft, ending the threat. When the hacker learned Ant was dead, he redirected massive amounts of natural gas toward the power station. As John saw flames racing toward their position, he instantly realized the hacker was about to trigger a catastrophic explosion. With no way out, John and Black had no choice but to hide inside a delivery van. The destruction of the power station plunged the entire city into darkness. That's when Black came up with an idea. His programmer friend, Fatty, might be able to locate the hacker. Fatty was a veteran coder with a fully equipped home setup, including backup generators and civilian radio equipment. Although he strongly refused at first, John's persuasion finally convinced him to help. But the moment Fatty breached the hacker's system, it triggered an alert. The hacker immediately impersonated emergency services and contacted John's daughter, Lucy, who was trapped inside an elevator. Believing it was real rescue personnel, Lucy stayed calm as the hacker reassured her that help was on the way. What the hacker didn't realize was that while he was talking to Lucy, Fatty had already traced his signal. The hacker's location was finally revealed inside the National Data Backup Center. John rushed out to save his daughter. Black refused to let him go alone and went with him. When they arrived at the facility, they tried to sneak inside. But sensing danger, Black had a sudden idea. With all communications down, triggering the alarm might be the only way to alert authorities. The plan worked. The alarm caught the attention of the government. At first, the deputy director didn't even understand how important the data center was. Security officials explained that it stored backups of nearly all critical national databases. If the hacker successfully copied the data, he could access banking systems, steal billions, and erase all digital records, throwing the country back into a technological dark age. Worse still, the hacker himself designed the system. Once power data was synchronized, the transfer would be completed instantly. If he succeeded, the consequences would be catastrophic. While John and Black studied the building layout, armed assassins suddenly appeared behind them. John launched a surprise counterattack. During the chaos, Black fell into the cooling chamber, seeing the cooling system in operation. Black destroyed the ventilation cover, using falling metal to jam the turbines and slow down the data transfer. The hacker immediately ordered his men to inspect the cooling tower. While the guards were distracted, Black slipped into the server room. As he stared at the massive data streams, he finally realized the so-called Doomsday Invasion was nothing more than a massive money heist. Just as he started typing countercode, an assassin appeared and held him at gunpoint. Black was captured and dragged to the hacker. Meanwhile, the hacker's assistant warned him that a military jet had been dispatched to the area. The hacker ordered everyone to evacuate. Back in the cooling chamber, John encountered another assassin. The enemy launched a lightning-fast attack, but John fought back and kicked open a liquid nitrogen valve, freezing the attacker into a block of ice. John then escaped and intercepted the hacker's truck. Using the civilian radio, he contacted Fatty, who helped him connect directly to the deputy director. John urgently requested immediate backup. Moments later, the shadow of an F-35 fighter jet appeared in the sky. The hacker ordered his team to hijack the jet's targeting system and block communications with command. He then impersonated headquarters and authorized the jet to attack John's truck. Missiles locked on and fired. John was stunned, yelling at the pilot for targeting the wrong vehicle. But the pilot couldn't hear him and launched another attack. The blast nearly flipped the truck, but John barely managed to regain control. The fighter jet continued firing, shredding the truck into an open frame. With death closing in, John jumped out just in time. Debris from the crash damaged the jet's engine, forcing the pilot to eject. The hacker escaped to a private airfield and prepared to flee. John arrived just in time, but the hacker threatened to kill Lucy if John didn't lower his weapon. Helpless, John froze. The hacker then took John hostage and forced Black to finish the final data transfer. But the hacker never expected John to suddenly fire. Working together, John and Black stopped the upload and saved the entire system, and with that, the crisis finally came to an end. The movie ended here. Thanks for your watching. Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out.